In the last video that I posted yesterday, I covered the new Amulet of Blood Fury, which unfortunately was comedically bad and has no real use. However, I didn't explain where you get the blood shard in order to make it. Now, it comes from one of two places. You can get it from either thieving certain NPCs around Darkmire, or you can get it by killing the Vyrewatch Sentinel. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try killing these things, and we're going to see what their overall loot table is like, and if they're worth killing, because Jagex did add the potential to unlock these as a Slayer task. So, that might be worth it. Let's go find out.
So far, the most important thing to note about this is that it is packed. Now, I have no idea what the drops are like. I haven't actually killed any of these yet, but I mean, if there's this many people trying it out, it must be decent. I mean, maybe everyone's trying to get the Blood Fury, assuming these can drop it. They probably can. And that might be worth a lot right at the start. I'm not sure. Alright, this is the least crowded world I have found so far, but damn, it is still really packed, man. This is actually nuts. The bright side is it looks like these are going to be AFK-able. I'm not sure if you'll ever actually lose threat or not. But I guess we'll find out. I also want to state this right here, though I might end up saying it again later. It's probably pretty important to note that there is actually a Slayer task that was put into the game for vampires. So that Slayer task might actually be relevant here, because just like most other Slayer creatures, the unique drops from these Vyrewatch Sentinels might be more common while on a Slayer task. So far I still haven't lost aggro, which I think is kind of important. And there's literally a bank right next to me, which is why I have that Vyrewatch outfit from the quest in my inventory, because if I run out of potions, I can literally just walk to the bank. So that's not that bad. It also allows you to bank these vampire dusts that drop, though I don't really know what they're used for yet. Some people are saying that they're going to be used for the Hallowed Sepulchre, but I'm not sure. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Also, I don't understand this drop. This is the second time I've had it. Bark? Why? Why is this a drop? I don't even know what you use this for, actually. I think it's used for making, like, split bark armor or something. Oh, okay. That's some pretty good stuff. Rune bar, rune ore. It definitely feels like this is gargoyle-esque type loot. Okay, so I got a hard clue. I guess it's good to know what these drop. I'm not going to pick it up just because I do want to actually keep track of how many I get in total, maybe get an idea of what the raid is looking like. Alright, so I've only killed 49 of these so far, and I've already had 3 hard clue scrolls. I'm just assuming that I'm going way above the drop rate, because there's no way that these are this common.
So the fact that I successfully already bought a blood shard for 5 mil tells me that it's probably not going to be worth camping these things as a main, at least. I mean, maybe as a Slayer task because of how AFK they are, but if the unique drop, which is likely 1 in 512, is already only selling for 5 mil, these are probably not going to be the best money in the world. You know, they're not going to be like the new big AFK thing. Yeah, and as we found out from the other video, the Blood Shard and the Blood Fury are actually terrible, so it's probably going to crash in price unless it gets buffed very soon.
So, someone in my clan chat just told me, I guess it was confirmed on Twitter, that apparently they just hotfixed the Vyrewatch Sentinels to no longer be able to be hit by cannons. That's not a big deal to me. I was mostly just using the cannon for aggro reasons, but kind of weird. Well, I have just timed myself for about an hour, and it looks like I got 110 kills during that hour. Now, considering that I also had the cannon, that was definitely speeding things up a little bit. So I would say you can probably get around 90 to 100 kills per hour here, though you have to consider I'm also not on task, though I am in max strength. So I guess these are pretty quick to kill. The loot so far still seems somewhat comparable to gargoyles, and considering that in the last clip I just mentioned that I bought a blood shard for 5 mil, don't think these are really going to be worth camping. Oh shit. Actually got a blood shard. Nice. Alright, now the real question is, can I actually sell this thing for the same price that I bought it for earlier? I'm doubting it, because it's pretty bad, and I think most people at this point know that it's pretty bad. But hey, if I can get a couple mil, just see, does it sell? Hey, I got more than what I paid for the one I got earlier. Nice. So after killing a couple hundred of these, I thought I was only going to kill 500 because I figured, yeah, I've seen pretty much everything that's on the loot table. And then I just kind of AFK'd for another hour or so, and now we're at 618 kills because these things are just so easy to AFK. I can look away from my screen for several minutes at a time, pretty much just glance back whenever I need to, you know, reuse my Divine Super Combats or get my prayer back up. So I could totally see these being done as an extremely AFK method, maybe just as an alternative to Gargoyles for Iron Men, because they do still drop some alks and whatnot, and I'm assuming any Iron Men that are going to be doing the agility thing, I really don't know how to pronounce it, they came out with this update as well. You're going to need the Vampire Dust anyway, so it's probably not too bad. Plus, when I show you guys the loot, there's going to be a couple other reasons why Iron Men might want to actually AFK these. So let's go check it all out, head to the POH, and just take a look at everything that we got. Alright, now that the killing is all said and done, let's go ahead and throw the loot up on screen right now. And there's a couple things I want to point out about this loot. First of all, this took me about probably 5.5, 6 hours. It's not too bad. It's still a little over 100 kills an hour, give or take, when you don't have the cannon anymore. It's not bad, and it's entirely AFK, especially because it's died down now. It's even easier to AFK because you'll pretty much always be hitting something, because it's auto aggro. It's amazing because it's auto aggro. But the things at the top are the Vampire Dust, and RuneLite only values these at about 600 GP, but they're actually worth, according to what people tell me, 2 to 2.5k right now because they're used in the Hallowed Sepulchre, and they might actually gain more uses in the future, I'm not sure, but for now they at least have that use. And then if you look at the bottom, this is the big thing that I think is actually kind of a big deal, and why I said these are kind of nice for Iron Men actually, is because in 620 kills, I got 16 hard clue scrolls. That's ridiculous. To clarify, that's like a 1 in 40 rate on hard clue scrolls on a mob that you can literally walk away from your computer for 5 minutes at a time. So for Iron Men who are trying to get hard clue scrolls, this might actually be the new meta, because I think currently people go into the wilderness with an imbued ring of wealth and they'll kill hellhounds out there. That's, I'm pretty sure, the current meta, or they'll kill Sarachnis. So if you're not after elite clues and you just want to get hard clues, this might be a good way to do it while making a little bit of money too. Because overall, their loot table is not super amazing. It looks kind of like a watered down version of Gargoyles. But like I said, extremely AFK. So I would say overall, Vyrewatch Sentinel, they're decent. They're balanced. For a super AFK mob, they give decent drops. If you count the updated price of the Vampire Dust being at around 2 to 2.5k, then these things are actually about 600k an hour, not including the unique drop of the Blood Shard. If you include that, and if it stays at 5 mil, that increases the profit by roughly 800k an hour, meaning these would be somewhere in the vicinity of like 1.2 to 1.5 mil per hour. Now, that's not amazing, but considering that this is kind of a, I would venture to say, a mid-level type method, because they don't really have any mechanics, they're 100% AFK, and they have permanent aggro, that's not bad at all. Now, it's not also super amazing, but, you know, it could be worse. That being said, unless the Blood Shard and the Blood Fury actually get a buff, it's probably not going to actually maintain that price at all. So this is the last of the videos that I'm going to make on the new content for now. I was going to make a video on the Hallowed Sepulchre as well, but a lot of people are telling me that it's really not worth doing and not very fun. So I was hoping that it would at least be fun if it's not really worth doing, but apparently there's a lot of issues with certain obstacles literally just disappearing as you get to the higher floors. So unless that gets changed, I probably won't try it, but I'm sure in the near future there's probably going to be RuneLite plugins and tons of things to make it way easier for all of us. And once people know a little bit more about it, it'll be a lot more farmable and probably better money. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, obviously make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. That helps the channel a lot. And I hope you guys are looking forward to the video in a couple of days, which is the beginning of my massive Clue Scroll miniseries. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.